So you want to go for a long run on the trails, but you're not quite sure how to start or what to do. Well, in this video, I'm going to share how I plan for my long runs, including what I do before and after, what I bring with me, the mistakes that I have made, and my tips and tricks that I picked up along the way, so that hopefully when you next hit the trails, you'll feel confident out there. So the first thing that I'll do is I will create my route on Strava using a heat map. The heat map basically shows you where other people have run. So it shows the most popular routes, which honestly, when you're planning a trail run, is essential, because the amount of times that I have planned a route based on like how nice the route looks rather than following popular routes and things have gone wrong is just so common. There is a reason why people are taking this specific route and not this other place. Where I haven't followed the heat map, I've had to bush bash through stinging nettles, I've been in paddocks with horses, I've been where farmers haven't maintained the trail, so there's literally no trail there. All of these things, whereas if you follow the more popular routes, i.e. the heat map, you'll be able to see an established trail. The animals, if you come across them, will be used to people, and also you're more likely to see other people, which when you're first starting out can actually be quite nice. So I will plan my route following the heat map on Strava. The other reason it's good to plan your route, it's important to know what the elevation is before you go out there, because unlike the road, trails do include hills, which does impact the amount of time it's going to take for you to complete. So after I've designed the route and I have my distance and my elevation, I like to then think about how long is this going to take me to do and how much effort is it going to take, because based on the answer of that, that's going to determine what I bring with me on the trails. So for example, tomorrow I'm going to do 21 kilometers and I'm going to do about 1,100 meters of elevation. Based on previous efforts, I know that this is probably going to take me around 3 to 4 hours. And the thing is, guys, if you're hitting the trails for the first time, it's important to remember that although it might take you 1 hour to run 10 kilometers on the road, it's more likely that it's going to take you 2 hours to run 10 kilometers on the trails, depending on the terrain and the elevation, because it does take longer, because the surface isn't smooth, you've got hills, and honestly the effort that you're giving is harder, so it does actually impact the speed at which you complete stuff. So when you're looking at the route that you've built, always overestimate the time it's going to take for you to finish, because it's better to have overestimated it than to underestimate it and bonk, which basically means like run out of energy and like have a miserable time. So look at your perceived effort. How long realistically is this going to take you? And be real, because I've definitely been guilty of being like, oh yeah, 20 kilometers or 10 kilometers, that's going to take me, hour and a half, and it doesn't. It takes me double that time, because I've just thought, yeah, on paper this looks really easy, but then you actually get out there and you're like, what was I thinking? The next thing you want to look at is, what are the conditions, including weather? Is it going to be hot? Am I going to be working extra hard because I'm going to be dealing with overheating? Is there altitude? Am I going to be high up? Or is it going to be super cold, rainy, windy? Like, what are the conditions? And again, that's going to impact what you bring with you. Well, I've heard people say before, like, oh, you don't need anything if you're running less than 90 minutes, which I personally don't agree with. Like, the thing about doing long runs is it's your effort. Like, how you need to be real with yourself. Like, how hard is this going to be on you? Some people can knock out 90 minutes, they'll run 90 minutes, come home, get on with their day like it was nothing. Other people run 90 minutes and come home and that's it. They're on the couch for the rest of the day, completely zonked. So don't go off what other people say. Go off what your own perceived effort is. I'm going to try and push, but she's not looking good. Well, the other thing to think about before you decide on what you're going to pack is if you've got a race and what your race day strategy is. So for me, I've got a last one standing race, which is a 24-hour endurance race where I'm hopefully going to try and hit 100 kilometers. So I'm also going to be thinking about that. Like with that race, for example, because it's so long, I'm going to need to be eating solid foods. Like I can't go 24 hours just on gels. So thinking about the races that you have coming up, or the race that you have coming up, and what that's going to look like, what your strategy is going to look like. Are you just going to be having gels? Are you going to need real food? All that kind of stuff. And we can get into race day strategies, but that's like a whole nother video. So going back to my run tomorrow, so this is what I'm doing. So I'm running 21 kilometers with about 1,100 meters elevation, and I think it's going to take me around 3 to 4 hours. And if I'm feeling good, I'm going to try and do another loop of 7 kilometers, but I'm going to pack that in the car. We're doing a car aid station, so I'm going to have that in the car in case I'm feeling it, but this is what I'm planning for, is the 21 kilometers, and then, you know, the rest is all happy stuff. So 3 to 4 hours. We're running at night, so it's going to be a bit cooler, but eventually it's going to heat up. I think we're going to finish around 8 a.m. so there will be heat involved. So based on my race day strategy, I want to be kind of consuming a lot of calories. So one gel is around, I think, 100 calories. Carbs. Calories. I'm going to have Tailwind, which per 500 milliliter flask is going to also be another 100 calories. So I really want to be getting 100 calories down every hour at the least. I kind of want to be doing more than that. So 3 to 4 hours, one gel-ish per hour plus the calorie drink. So yeah, I'm going to take 4 gels with me in my vest. I'm going to have 2 bottles of Tailwind on the front of my vest. I'm going to have 2 backup bottles of Tailwind so I can stop for that at the car aid station. I'm also going to put proper food in at the car aid station, because again, that's going to be part of my race day strategy, and you really do need to practice eating and running. That's like a whole skill of endurance running that you need to do. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to have loads of water so that I can drink as I need to. And I'm going to have backup gels in the car in case I need them as well. But I think 4 gels should be enough, plus the calorie drinks, and then plus everything else in the car. So that's what I'm taking with me. Now, when you're going for long runs, guys, it's so important that you eat before. You're gonna have an awful long run. It's not gonna be fun if you don't eat before. You need to have food in you. You need to have that baseline fuel, because if you don't, you're gonna run out of energy, you're gonna feel super weak, and you're just gonna have a miserable time. Been there, done that. Before my long run, I always eat at least 100 calories, but I try and eat overnight oats, I'll eat crumpets, anything that's kind of like a high carb meal but super light. It's not going to take much to ingest. Things to avoid, things like nuts, any fibers, because that stuff takes ages to digest. You just want quick, easy digestible stuff like your white bread. I mean, how good. And then after, I will eat again because I'll be super low on energy. And if you don't fuel after, especially, this is where you want to focus on your high protein stuff to help with muscle recovery. But yeah, if you don't eat after, you're going to run out of energy, and that's when you get the sleeping in bed all day sort of energy. Try and eat as much as you can. You probably won't feel like it because you've just your body's been through a lot of stress. But yeah, trying to focus on eating, because I have been so guilty of falling asleep in the car on the way back from the trails as a passenger, because I've basically not fueled my body right. And yeah, I don't know, I found it a little bit embarrassing because I was like, oh man, feeling like a rookie. So yeah, just making sure you have something to eat after, and protein if possible. But yeah, anything to eat after is good. A few mistakes that I've made on my long runs is having 5 kilometers left and thinking that I don't need to keep fueling, being oh, it's only 5 kilometers, I'm almost done, I'm gonna stop fueling, because you do get to a point when you're doing these long runs where you don't want to have like another sweet thing, or you don't want to eat. Like eating and running is not comfortable. Like it's not that, no one loves eating and running. But yeah, basically stopping fueling, because I feel like I'm almost done, and then you finish that run and you just feel wiped. You finish it in pain, like it's not fun. Keep going until the end. Fuel until the end. If you have 3 kilometers left and you're like, come on, I'm almost done, I don't need to fuel. Wrong. Like, fuel, because 3 kilometers on the trails is a long time. Like, it's not 15 minutes or whatever it is, you know, like it might be on the road. No, it's probably like another half an hour. Like, keep going, okay? Because yeah, I'm, to be fair, like I'm still so guilty of that. Like I need to listen to that advice, because I hate, like, I don't know, if you've watched my videos previously, you'll know that I'm not a big fan of gels, but I never regret a gel. Well, that's not true actually. You can regret a gel. Another tip is, if this is like, if you're at the beginning of your gel fueling journey, start slow, because if you have too much too soon, you will have a bad time. Like your stomach will hurt and you will need a toilet, and it's not good. So just start slow, like 1 gel an hour, and then kind of as you build up, then you can start doing maybe like 1 every 45 minutes and then 1 every half an hour if you need to. Another thing, long runs are a journey. Like it's an adventure. It's a roller coaster of emotions. Just be kind to yourself. Stop if you need to stop, walk if you need to walk. Like it's all good, because long runs are hard. And if you say long runs are supposed to be easy and like make your long runs easier and stay in zone 2, like, ugh, no, shush. We're just on our own journeys, okay? But yeah, they're just a roller coaster. And like for me, sometimes I'm getting this zone where I'm like, I've got to keep pushing, got to keep going, like, ugh. And when I take a second to have a break, it's like an ultimate mood lift. Like I feel so much better. Just taking a pause, honestly, just it makes such a difference. Like, thank God. So yeah, just be kind to yourself. It is a roller coaster. They are really hard, like especially when you're going further and further. Know that it's temporary, and yeah, just take a break, have something to eat, enjoy the view of wherever you are. And yeah, be kind to yourself, because long runs are really hard. No matter what distance you're going, if it's your longest run ever, like it's hard. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have moments of really amazing, like looking at your watch and going, wow, I can't believe I've run this far or whatever. And you're also gonna have really low moments where you're like, I can't do this. So yeah, embrace the roller coaster. Final piece of advice that I would have, that I've learned, is to just have some form of like map with you. Like I really do recommend planning your route and then being able to access it. You can do it on your phone. You do get lost. Sometimes the trails do disappear, like things go wrong. It's all part of it. But it's good to be prepared, and that just like makes you feel a little bit more sane when things go wrong, because you're able to backtrack, or you're able to take another trail or adapt. So yeah, trying to take some form of GPS with you. Download it offline. Again, you can do this on Strava. Having something with you is important. But yeah, just enjoy it. I hope you found this video useful, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will see you on the next one.